Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that people wish they'd known when their animal crossed over. Hi, my name's Danielle MacKinnon. I'm an animal communicator. Yes, that means pet psychic. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that people wish they'd known when their animal crossed over. My hope in sharing this information with you is that it can help you go through the crossing over process with your pet, or so that it can help you heal if your pet has already crossed over. The first thing that people have been so relieved to learn about around their pet crossing over is how the spirit and the body work together. Now, I have a very in-depth video about that, which you can click the button and get. But if you want a little quickie overview here, an animal's spirit actually begins to leave their body before the process of death has happened. So an animal will the spirit actually starts backing out of the bum of the animal. And this is why some people report their dog or their cat or horse or whoever it is being very spacey right before they pass. It's because the physical body and the spirit are beginning to separate. This can be a big relief for a lot of people whose beloved animal experienced a lot of suffering or pain, knowing that the animal is not actually very present for that suffering, is not actually focused on that suffering, and instead focused on the detachment process between the two, is focused on the separating out of the spirit from the body. It can help ease a lot of hearts, and I've seen it help ease a lot of hearts. The second thing that people are so relieved to learn about with animals and their crossing over process is that there are no accidents. I've never intuitively connected with an animal and had that animal say, "Hey, I wasn't supposed to die at that time." No matter how hard that passing was, it's always planned by the animal. And it's planned because that animal came into our lives to help us grow and evolve. And when the animal's done their job, what happens? The animal lets go of their body and moves on to the next level. Now, I do have a whole video about that, which you can also check out. And it goes into much more detail. But the quick summary of it is that they do plan their passing, and they choose to pass when the time is right for the bigger purpose of why they came here. They also choose who's going to be with them. They choose who's going to greet them. They choose what they're going to cross over of. They choose who's going to be actually with them for the moment of the passing, or who isn't going to be with them. And it doesn't have anything to do with how much they love you or don't love you. The third thing that people are so relieved to learn about an animal crossing over is that the animal itself, meaning my dog, my cat, your horse, your guinea pig, your rabbit, your canary, whoever it is, they're not attached to their physical body anymore. But what they'd like for us to do is to actually bury or cremate their body. It doesn't matter to them what we do. It matters to them that we do what feels good and honors our relationship. But if you can't do that because you don't have the body, that's okay too. It's not going to create any kind of a disconnect between you and your pet that's crossed over. They just know how helpful it is for us as humans to be able to honor and have closure and have a moment where we're really in gratitude with them. The fourth thing, and I need to do a whole video on this, and I'm going to do a whole video on this soon. The fourth thing that people are usually so grateful to learn about, that they are so it just relieves their heart to learn this about animals and the crossing over process, is that forgiveness is not a thing. So often when somebody brings their animal to me, what is the first thing they want to know? Does he forgive me? I feel so bad. Does he know how much I loved him, even though I didn't do X, Y, and Z thing that I think I was supposed to do? When I connect with an animal where the human's saying, make sure of this, when I connect with an animal who's going through that, the animal always is like, there's nothing to forgive. I was here with this human, the human was doing their best, and I was doing my best. They don't look at it like, it's just like it's a moot point. And it always makes me feel goofy during an animal communication session that I'm like, he's not in the same realm with you thinking of this. It's not about do you forgive me at all for an animal that's crossing or crossed over. It's simply about unconditional love. Animals have mastered unconditional love. We have not. That's why we worry that they're not going to forgive us, because we don't get that. But they live there. This is how they go through life. And so that unconditional love is there. Whether or not we made a mistake, whether or not we missed something, it doesn't matter to the animal. The fifth thing that people are so grateful to learn about their pet that's crossed over is that they can still have a relationship with this pet, and I will tell you how. And by a relationship with this pet, what I mean is the animal can still contact you from the other side. The animal, the dog, the cat, the horse, whoever it is, still comes by and visits, still hangs out, and can still send signs and messages. I have several videos about how to get a message from your pet on the other side. The top 3 ways to get messages from pets on the other side. This is a really hot topic, but I felt like it was important to put in here because so many people, when they're grieving for the loss of their pet, they're grieving and they're feeling all of that sadness and loneliness and missing and that weird surreal feeling. When they learn that they can actually still get a sign from their pet on the other side, when they learn that there can still be a relationship where you still chat with your pet who's crossed over, where you still maybe smell your pet that's crossed over, where you sometimes sense your pet that's crossed over, that all this stuff is real. When they learn that all of this stuff is real, it opens their heart. I've made a lot of videos about this, but I'm going to give you the quickest way right here, but there's many other ways and you can find them in my other videos. You can simply call on your pet. And by calling on your pet, you're like sitting on the sofa and you go, okay, Bella, I'm calling on you now. You imagine Bella coming to you, Bella who's crossed over, let's say. And then you say, Bella, will you give me a sign today? Please give me a sign today. Now, what you can't do is you can't go give me this sign at this time, da 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 da. You've got to let your animal do it. And then you have to put yourself in a place of, all right, I'm going to trust the sign. I'm going to trust the sign. I'm going to trust the sign. If you can trust the sign, guess what? Your animal on the other side gives you way more signs.